Right.
Yes.
Hello, everybody. Welcome for another session of Fixing Things Together. I'm Jan Dvorak, the founder and CEO of the True Universe. And with me, I have Henry and Jasper. Hello, guys. So,
Hey, hello everyone. Nice to see you again.
Jasper is in charge of UX, Henry is in charge of UI. Today will be a bit shorter than usual because I have to go a bit early for a conference and I still have a lot of things to prepare. So, speaking of which, I was thinking we could probably start, and this is kind of public anyway. So, I would like to discuss here like a public pitch deck. And Henry, I sent you just recently a link. I will need you to, on slide 7, to
Yes.
beautify the ugly table. We have
Okay.
and I think it's also kind of good to for everybody to go through this, um, and partially because it's kind of also kind of know a bit more background of what we are all about. So, as I always say, we are all in one creative writing publication and community platform. So that includes the kind of the three things we have, which is the creative writing part, then the publication part, selling, and then the fan clubs, community, all that stuff. The main thing is kind of like the problem, as I see it, and why I started building is because in the past, whenever I kind of wanted to do my stuff, I either had to kind of use multiple softwares or I had to kind of uh, really force and hack around the existing softwares to do what I wanted to do. Um, so, kind of, the solution for us is that we have everything is integrated, everything works together. You have only one place that you need to go to manage everything, which also for us has a lot of technical implication to implement and work on. So that's uh, that's kind of big. Also, become more. I think the only other tool that does it so far is Word Animal. We kind of focus on the universe first, as kind of like the center in which there can be multiple stories. Others, other tools usually focus like, oh, this is the story. That's the most important thing. We want to provide monetization for even the smallest authors and have simple, complete solutions so that you don't have to be technically minded to set up everything, which oftentimes like I hear like from technical people, like when people complain it's difficult to set up payments, all that stuff, like why don't you just install this WordPress plugin, or why don't you install this software, or why don't you do it yourself and stuff like that to save money, and completely misses the point because that's you because you know how to do that, how or have the knowledge kind of figure it out, doesn't mean that everybody else can do that. So that's kind of where I'm coming from to kind of make it easy for everybody. And something that will be focusing on very heavily next year is to make sure that good authors raise up, from the masses and are easily found. And also, still new authors have a chance to succeed. I'm not going to talk much about the market, except that I think for us the most important part is that in a way the way we are doing things like through serialized stories, that's kind of returning back to the old ways of doing things, how it used to be, because when kind of 2 centuries back, at least in the West, it was very common for stories to come out in the newspapers like episodically, like we see with TV series and stuff like that, instead of just like having one big book finished that usually came after the story was finished, or like really famous authors who could dedicate all that time uh, to do that. Other authors kind of needed to eat, so they had to constantly publish something. So that's something we are playing up against or up to, as in many other places. I already mentioned Word Anvil as one of our competitors on the creative side, not so much on the publishing side. They recently also started doing some, say, series publishing, but they are also more geared towards the Dungeons and Dragons, could say, community, which we are not so much. We have Noveler, Scrivener, Campfire, Notebook AI, and so on. Publishing side is big to our Wattpad web novel. And we have Inkit, which is European, Rakuten Kobo, which kind of Canadian, Japanese, a bit of a kind of similar to Amazon, but so I think it might be actually better to put it here, but that's kind of like a different league, not exactly what we are doing. Archive of our own, which is a bit of a strange, won't go into that much unless you want me to, so feel free to comment and I'll be happy to expand on that. Tapas, and we have Kakuyomu and Soyesetu, which are Japanese local competitors. Kind of pick the top two from each side and create kind of like this very simplified feature table, because all of these sites, and including us, we have so many features. It's I think I've kind of like reached the initial limits in Google Sheets when writing everything out. So it's pretty crazy. And here I have some hidden stuff to kind of explain a bit more on it. Our business model, we kind of focus on, let's say, multiple verticals to finance ourselves in the future. One is the user subscription to the platform itself. Then we take a cut from fan clubs, story sales, and everything else, which is maximum 10%. We'll be also providing subscription for organization and schools, and in the future we also plan to establish Literary Universe Studios, so people can come and ask us, to help up with translations, designs, and other things. Part of that is also there will be potential integrations and collaborations. So it's kind of important. So we collaborate with Jetro, Check Invest, and also Nusameta, which is our expansion into Indonesia, which will hopefully start in January. So we are just finalizing that up. And I think we'll have to also update this with the years a little bit more. And that's and I want to let's change this thing around. And let me also quickly check with our Nusameta partners the document presentation that we did it there, because I want to make sure in this updated timeline that we have, yes, actually we'll be starting the AI as well. Our AI. So we have all of that. The link, and actually no, that's 20. This here, but let me move this a little bit around. So So the idea is so this is I don't know how I see it. Yes, I have to these things a little bit more. Yes. So next year we'll be starting a lot in Czech market and Indonesian market. And there won't really be and a little bit of a Japanese market as well. We want to kind of normally, like, how these things go is that kind of sprout independently and do things independently. We want to cooperate with existing publishers and authors as much as possible, because then I think if we don't, then the alternative is that eventually these traditional means will just get completely destroyed with with the new technologies, which would be to a certain degree shame, but that would, I think, kind of be the natural event if they try to resist technology. So we kind of want to help them get into the technological sphere, not just in the paper. And in exchange, we hope that we can then establish, that they will help us out with other spheres, more the physical outside of internet. Specifically, we are hoping to kind of establish collaboration with some of the publishers, so that if an author in a specific country wants to publish their book, or at least get an ISBN for increased copyright protection and so on, then we can come to this publisher and have kind of like a pre-made deal and get things at least sorted out. Let's say to provide ISBN, or or we can have say okay the author, okay, these are the publishers that we get through which we can potentially publish if they like you. So that's kind of our approach, and of course then with schools and other institutions to digitalize all that digital education, all that stuff. So I think there's a lot of interesting opportunities there, and we can help each other out. So then, of course, the big thing is going to be adding AI assistants, all that stuff, and integrating things like story protocol. And then, of course, it's expanding into new markets. And hopefully in 2026, we can really start looking into onboarding big IP owners if we get some initial investments. Let's get that now. Team. And here we have some previews. What I really still want to do here, which I'm kind of missing, is it's kind of like put in somewhere our not necessarily maybe values, but kind of goals. with the company, and I think we want to achieve. That's probably how I might call it. Provide clear path for junior authors. Provide funding options for authors. Sizes. But this is kind of like, what do we want to kind of achieve as a company? And guys, feel free to stop me at any time and ask question, push back. Because one of the big things that I want to do here is really, and this kind of goes back to my first, could say, IT job, or it was internship that we had, and where it was at Constant Contact in Massachusetts, Boston. No, sorry, no, not in Massachusetts. It was in Boston, and it was, the main passion of that company was to help, small businesses. I think that kind of infected me that into the future, that I always looking kind of to help small businesses, because I think it's really the small businesses that's where creativity is. That's where what drives kind of the economy. In the end, of course, we always see the big corporation, the big movers, and all that stuff. But everything what really makes everything stable and going, and kind of is the barometer of success, are how well the small businesses are doing. So in this case, I kind of putting that to writers, which in a way at certain level they are small businesses. And what I've kind of seen is, or what I think everybody I've seen is, like, from Hollywood and all that stuff, especially lately. It was back then as well, but now it's become, I think, like, very few people can say it's not happening, that it's like, it's no longer creative, it's very boring, and like any good movies or stories from these big studios are more of an exception than the rule, which kind of comes, with, I would say, corporatization and establishing practices, which it's good for, certain things, especially when it comes to manufacturing. You just cannot do it with big businesses. But in this case, in our creative sphere, I think the individual small authors are most important. That's kind of from where we are going to get, the next giants. So we need to make sure, or what I want to ensure is that, no matter how big or small you are, that's, you will have at least, if you manage to get some fans that want to support you or buy your stuff or be a part of your fan club, you can do that. Not a problem, not restriction. Of course, we'll have some initial restrictions to make sure that that everything is above board, and gonna have guidelines, because part of it is, if you want to get fans, then you need to show that you are capable to deliver, and that your craft is worth it. So that's part of so instead of maybe fundraising options, not really. No, monetization is the word. And of course, we attempt to collaborate with existing publishers and companies that finding them, which I mentioned a bit before. We'll extend, a hand if they want it or not. That will be up to them. And be the central platform for creative endeavors. So it's not just, since you have everything together, one of the other things that I want to do is that as you kind of write it on the universe, you can also publish it to other places. So, with one publication, you can just, push it to other places as much as possible. So we'll provide also APIs so that people can extend Literary Universe with new features or get data from it and stuff like that. So we really want to be kind of like the central place for all that stuff, creative, and expand into other things. So like have that eventually marketplace where authors and other creatives can kind of meet together and do stuff. And provide tools to expand beyond. So that would be very studios, publishing, and we also have their sales. So, and I also want to have another big one is to allow international exchanges. And this mainly centers, say, around Japan, I think, as a prime example, where oftentimes we see successes a lot when they reach the anime manga stage and have that published. That's kind of when the Western audience gets to see that. And I want to and there is a very large, could say dark market, or not very dark market, but unauthorized translations of the original stories of the mangas before they make it to the West, and that's because people are really hungry to get it and to read it. So through our translations and integration of other media, which kind of goes also back to the central platform, to kind of make it easier. So for example, I want to kind of have the same effect like Steam had on pirating games. Today, it's much more easier to just go to Steam, buy the game, than to try to find a pirated version. And as in the past, it was kind of the opposite. It was much more, easier. Not to mention cheaper, but it was easier sometimes to just, because a lot of the times, and that's also still the case with manga, is that the manga or the game is not available locally for you, especially in the age of CDs. If there was just was no shop selling it in your country, it was impossible to get the game unless you went and got a pirated version. And once Steam came around, it became so easy, and also, the price kind of remained the same, but it became really easy to just go on Steam, buy the game, and get it instead of trying to go online and get the pirate version. It was just annoying, and it provided people way to get it. And I think also as a result, we see kind of explosion of the indie game industry as well, because now you then have to have like a big studio behind you to publish your game, because you can just publish on Steam and it's available internationally with everything else. So I think that's kind of the impact I'm hoping to achieve with all of this. So what do you guys think about this? Am I missing anything, or am I also doing something a bit beyond that I have not talked in our company meetings before?
For
Actually, I agree.
points that you have made here, I think that's all good. I was just wondering, Yan, especially for the future development, does Literary Universe want to kind of like give as a platform, kind of like a coaching session for beginner authors or person who just wants to try to write or anything, kind of like a coaching session. I'm not sure what.
Yes, that's one thing that kind of goes to the first part. Will be once we have our university, or like kind of the school module up and running.
Yeah.
We'll be providing our own, let's say, kind of teaching modules. My plan is to hopefully get some already established authors to prepare this for us, and there will be one course for free, which will be just going pretty much like an extensive tutorial of Literary Universe and going into some of the details and what kind of tips and tricks, which will be continuously updating. That will be for free, and then of course there will be the kind of the basics that will buy. We'll have few of our authors that will collaborate with, build and maintain, and that will be paid, because it will be also going to the authors themselves.
Yeah.
So that will be definitely there. So again, coming also clear path for beginner authors, and being the central platform for all of those
I
things.
see. All right, perfect. Then thank.
So also kind of like more of the company side, the feature is that we'll have eventually. I want to hopefully have enough to have like 2 development teams full time, and then we'll have a lot more people and resources in the more of the content side. So that will be kind of the big shift that's going to happen. That will be shifting more from say heavily technological company more towards the content company. So that's something that will be coming in the future, and that's why we'll be raising our funds for. Who knows? Maybe I'll find somebody who will share our vision. Who will share our vision tonight, and can advance from that. So I think that's that. Yeah, Henry, I'll leave the slide number 8 to you.
Yes.
if you can, if you can make it look better.
Yes.
I will probably need this in 2 hours.
Okay.
Who knows?
Okay.
So this one is
No worries.
I will then have to put it back in. We'll
Okay,
have
no
to
worries. In
do
hours.
So
Give me 30 minutes. It's done.
okay. So in the meantime, if guys who are watching, if you have any questions, suggestions, feel free to write in the chat, or if you're watching this after live stream, feel free to put it in the comments, and I will be happy to respond in the comments or in another future stream on that. So with that said, I just recently noticed something this morning, which I want to check if we have working or not. So let us get ready for this.
I just realized, guys, that do Japanese have like well, you know, like I mean, like I want to read One Piece, but there's no like official platform that that yeah, you know,
So
if I will read manga in Japan, usually I read from like piracy website, I think.
yeah, that's one of the
There's
problems to get it legally. Usually in your country, it's usually you have to go to the go to the store. Part of it is like, for example, if you want to get the original to practice your Japanese, that's also often impossible. So there is, because in Japan, how this One Piece and all that stuff, they come out in the, I think it's like I think maybe weekly or a monthly. If I'm correct, it's Shonen Jump magazine, so it's like
yes.
usually pretty thick magazine where they have all the latest chapters. So it's again going back, it's the periodical that's coming out. So that one is, so it's very difficult kind of to get in a nice way like that. So I don't know, but I do know that they do have now like applications as well. Not sure about website, but they have like definitely a mobile phone application where you can read manga. I do recall when I'm in Japan seeing some advertisements for some of them. But usually also the problem with Japanese markets is that they have kind of a lot of times the Galapagos mindset, or they're like very insulated. So even like the Americans, when they like went in to get the rights on that stuff, it wasn't definitely easy. So that's one quite a big thing there. So let me check here why things have suddenly stopped working here. And that's why I said I kind of want to check things out, because there has been something that I believe has of course, if I'm not running the application application, then it's not going to show up anything. That makes sense. Silly mistakes. So let's see if this works. Let's get some sugar. Late yesterday, we fixed a bug that appeared in the story chapters listing. So that got fixed. Let me see now if with the updated dependencies, here's everything is working, and it's not. This is what I was afraid. Can I define module timers? This is not an issue in our application, but because if I now revert, and I will have to get this sorted out with guys upstream because this is related to a fix I tried to make because there is security issue in the one that I updated, but looks like with the update they removed some dependencies which we were actually needing. So we have to fix that timers. This thing is ancient, 10 years ancient. Well, it kind of does its thing, but I would stay with that. That is something that should be replaced. And now it works. So let me quickly open up Meet here, and I want to find if we actually if this is what is being used this for. Timers, Browserify, which we saw there. And we go and look at, yeah, this was the thing. So, and I was here. Oh, why did it jump? Here we go. This was the change I made. Update assert at browser file, the main browser. Just updating the dependencies and then doing some more advanced because there was a security issue with some of them. So this will require more deeper, I guess, investigation. Or maybe it was who originally moved this to. Here we have the timers Browserify. So just and let me just quickly check. Let me check. I can figure out who last touched that. Key browser by timers browser. If I saw that was 2 years ago, so that's okay. So this is the previous version. Let me switch to that branch because that's one that's giving us problems. What do I have here? Okay, so I can discard that for now. Okay, so now I can move really. So now here. And play. So touch this, I touch that, and these two, this one and this one. So that's going to be a tough, so I'll have to check all of these dependencies to see if they don't have any of the timers related stuff. But yeah, we are back on the previous versions, so that will come another time. Okay. So guys, do we know of any bugs or issues or something that we can probably fix quickly before I have to run? Any suggestions, requests, or
What do you think, Andrew?
I haven't found that yet so far. We are busy on focusing blocks, blocks, and also the story page. We haven't checked that for any further, but I think there are no any necessary crucial bugs that we have found yet. I think.
Sounds good.
Sorry.
See, I'm looking here on. I have to check in the library to make sure everything's working. And performance lag. So we'll have to investigate that. We have. Let's see. I'm seeing a bug here in the console, and back up, I have a loop. And I am not, which is true, I am not providing a key. So we do that, and let me ensure that it is indeed a nice key that I can add here. So works and so these too many requesting, that's to our live chat, so we can ignore that. Just have to make sure not to probably in the future to spam it as much. So let's see. Anything else here that I am looping through? Probably not. Okay, so file has been updated. Let's refresh it and see if the error is still there once I click the town version. Nope. So we fixed one small bug. We have the same issue here with the other. Which one is it? Workshop. Thumbnail. Because that sounds like the one I have just finished. Oh, I see. So I need to put it onto the story card as well. So that one will be fixed now. Once I refresh. So it's no longer giving the error. Nothing here for fan fiction yet. Collaborative work. Okay, so well, I don't think I have this part done yet. I don't think we have this thumbnail list because that one will be a bit special. Same thing with translations. Better readings I might have. So that one is still more to develop, especially as we kind of go through the entire flow for these and upgrade everything. Let's see. I think everything here is fine so far. Let me check here the random story. Let's see. Do we want to do like any quick updates here, or are we fine here? I'll take the silence as that we are fine, in which case then...
Yeah, I think we're fine. I just also realized that Henry's missing.
Oh no. Henry is gone. Back here. Okay, here he is.
StreamYard hate me so much.
Yeah, sorry. When I have the editor open on my second
Okay,
screen,
I
I
think-
cannot see if you are gone or not. So I think maybe we can. Let's see. Let's see the library
The
here.
StreamYard is really
And we have like
I don't know.
10 to 20
Okay.
minutes.
Yeah, I only have 10 minutes left. I will send to you soon. Okay. Okay, no worries.
So what I was thinking,
Decisions.
me on the so we have this this will be the new dashboard. So I was thinking I can probably start on making it one step closer to what we have there. We have a new menu. That's not something. And there is the disappeared again and back.
Okay, that was fast then.
Okay, 10 minutes left. Okay.
Yeah, I'm thinking what I'm going to do is kind of like the first step towards the new block look.
No. Mm-hmm.
And we have a new, especially like on the admin side, because that one is will be a little bit easier to do. So I think what I want them to do is add here the recent posts and add here into the card the rest things like this. I won't be able to move things out of the collection. Question is if this is and Henry, is this more of like a table or is it like a collection similar to what we have now, just in a different style? So let me check into the code here to
Okay,
see
hold
what
on. Let me check that. Okay, let me check. Okay, so yeah, this is basically just a table there, just a table. But I think for efficiency that we'll work on, if you have a same component that already have, we could use it with the same component, I think, Jan. But
yeah, that's my
if I'm not
idea.
mistaken,
I'm going to take a quick look here.
Okay.
We have it
Features.
set up. So that's the blog. Then we have the blog dashboard. And then we have the blog dashboard list posts, which that's where we have all the posts. Yeah, that one is all that needs a lot of reworking, but it's a collection. And it's that this is the header. So we could start with we have the collection. So I'm going to start with art. And which we have like a recent blog post string. Let me check in our packages. No, we don't. So that will be something that I will add now. Blog.post. Was it specifically here? Recent post. Here. Post like that. Then I here. Okay, so that's card width is going to be percent. And actually, it's even different than this. We have the heading above that. So not necessarily how we want it. The card just does not really fit there. But I think of the total, I'll have to then to manage it. I think here we have 4, but I think having 5, uh, having 5, bit of typo as a string. So message. So we have that. We have here already the list of total blog posts. And I would like to display that somewhere. What do you think, Jasper?
I think we can try that, and I'm still not quite sure yet. Because this is because if we're talking about the flow here, right? Um, I'm not quite confident to say this, but we kind of like a trendsetter because the other places don't have something like this uh, quite running just yet. So uh, we can try, and I think, and I'm not sure if you agree or not, we can do we can say a little user testing to just kind of like asking around people
Mhm.
who knows, people who has the experience and expertise. Like for example, in our case, since we are already partnership with the Nusa Meta, we can ask them around about the, especially for we are talking about the user flow and experience, right? About their comments, feedbacks after we have made the draft.
Mm,
Because that's what happened in the story page and that we made last week. We asked like a couple of acquaintances who had been around with me and Henry also. We asked them about the previous story page, and then after me and Henry created the new layout, and hence the refined layout was made in the Figma.
mhm. Let me just quickly position relative. Then why does it think it's static?
Sometimes when I created a layout, based on findings, based on references. It's a bias, right? I think it's cool, it's great, the flows are perfect. And then when uh, I asked around and everything, then I find the my mistakes.
Mhm.
If I
Yeah,
if I
that's
want,
why we need. That's why user testing is needed. I'm thinking right now just to do this little adjustment. What do you guys think? Have it.
to selection, yeah, I don't think it's going to be a problem. I'm fine with that.
Mhm. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
just like that. And what I'm going to do is uh, later on. Well, we need that anyway, but as you can see, this has been done very early on where there wasn't that much thing. I'm going to only display five last articles here because we want to have other informations up there. And that just got me an idea. Put it here. Also show drafts. To finishing them so that we have all the drafts there shown because you can see I have like a draft that's past last 5 articles and some even older stuff. So this, yeah, so we should probably we have kind of like one is drafts, one is last 5 articles that have been published. So I'm going to do that. I'm going to probably move this somewhere else in the meantime, which I'm going to also because oh, but yeah, we'll have to
Yes.
do that, and we'll be slowly moving this. This is, guys, kind of what I've told you before. One step migration at a time.
Yeah.
To get there. Sadly, right now we don't have the full capacity to move things immediately to the vision that you give in the designs, and through that we also get more feedback and we'll have more time for testing. So Jasper will then have to talk probably later on to. I'm looking forward to talking about this at some more time, but to also look into some continuous user testing
Yes.
as well, and hopefully get some finances for that. So, and then of course, yeah, blog is going to be once we do that, it's going to be really important because that's kind of the center for the authors. And hopefully also in the meantime, I will teach you some HTML and CSS as well. So I think we can probably let's see. Oops, no, that's not what I want to do. So icon sets.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes,
Oh,
the
sweet.
table are done. So please check that. What do you think?
Amazing. Love it.
Good.
That went very well. much better than this ugly thing. So I am happy to do it.
Bam!
And it's done.
uh,
So that's amazing. And sweet. So yeah, we'll do that. By the way, for those watching, we have like our own icon set, which you can get as SVG icons via npm or as styled icons if you use JavaScript styled icons. So you can get them. So or if you use styled components, so you can also get them. And I guess we'll have to look more into some. We still need to create a web page for this propagation web page with search and all that stuff, and then put up a license that open source project can use it for free. Commercial projects will have to get some license or something like that. I don't expect that necessarily immediately, but once we have our development portal, this might actually be pretty important. And so it might be interesting, and we'll have a few more things like that as well. So, and what could we do? So we'll be slowly with that. What I wanted to say though is that we should probably one of these sessions probably spend a little bit more time of me teaching you guys HTML and CSS further, so that you can, because what I would like to do maybe potentially, and this will be mainly for you, Henry, once we get into the into this showing. This is the profile, but like showing here the blogs and the designs and the other things that you made. I want you to really, well, first of all, I actually would like you to kind of design the templates yourself. But of course, with my help, I'll help you a lot so that we can put in things in there. And the idea being so that how everything is structured there, so that once in the future we have people coming to the studios, or we have like collaboration where they want specific page design, that you can use the templates that we have prepared for that and design, kind of do the design, and then we can just copy paste the CSS into the system and have that ready. So and that will also kind of give you a better understanding of limits and options that we can do. So what we can do on the sites and all that stuff. So that will be probably not next time, but I think as we get closer to the to Christmas here in Europe, then that will be a good kind of now for something different, and this could also be useful to other people who are watching.
Sure.
What do you think, guys?
Yeah, I think we can do that.
Yeah. Sure, we can. Yeah.
Okay. So let me actually check now our StreamYard here. We do have currently live, and we have the next one scheduled up. So that will be the 6th, then it's the 13th and 20th. So yeah, 20th and 27th. We are going to then do the more of a like learning, so it will be also interesting for anybody else who watches as well. To kind of learn a bit of HTML, CSS, and I will also test you what you remember from last time that we did our private. So the 6th and the 13th is going to be normal, I think, because we'll still have something to do, and then kind of when the holidays hit for most people, then that will be less work, more like kind of learning and fun than anything else. So with that said, I'll have to quickly check where I have all the. Now I can. Oh, here we go. So I have to quickly check here. What's the? Okay, so the pre-event has already started, and so I will have to slowly get up and move to there. And so I'll have evening of talks and networking ahead of me. Anything else specifically, guys, that you would like me to handle right now, or anything that you would like to talk about before we go?
I think so far so good, Jan.
Jasper?
I'm good also from my end.
All right. So in that case, today was pretty short to our usual, primarily focused on our company overview and pitch. So I hope this at least gave everybody who was watching some, more insight and something to think about. Again, if you have any questions, ideas, comments, let us know in the comments or the chat. We'll be happy to address them. Same thing if you find any bugs. We fixed 2 small bugs, which I will not deploy until we fix the other big bug that is not in Literal Universe itself, but in a dependency that we use. So that will be something into the future, and I will be probably fixed by the end of the week, hopefully, unless I run into some problems. For those watching, starting on Friday, I will be at PhoenixCon in Brno, in Moravia. So if you are around and want to say hi, I'll be happy to meet with you. Then also I'll be present at Writers Conference of Northern Appalachia, America in March. I'll be telling more about that in the coming months or weeks and months. I'll be talking about creating literary universes with Literary Universe and beyond. So that's that will be kind of my American tour, and I'll see what else can I fit into that. Jasper, Henry, anything else that you would like to add or say at the end?
No, I'm good. Everyone who's watching, thank you for watching, and yeah, expect more contents from us.
Nice. All right, so this week a bit short because of my other obligation, but we'll be back with full work and things next week. So if you find any bugs or see anything like that, please let us know in the comments to this show, or send us an email, or use our feedback tool to inform us. And for any of those bugs, we'll be looking at them with priority here to fix them. So, and with that, thank you very much, and we will see you next week.